Que onda, vatos locos? It's your boy Dave in the 702 coming at you for Tailgate Talk. NFL Week 16 with your boy Dave in the 702. And of course, Philly Irish, Drew Evo. Que pasa? It was a tough week. Monday Night Football, of course. You're in the same predicament that we were, the 49ers were, my team, just weeks ago. People wondering what's going on with 3 straight games. Drew, I can't even see what does it say on that. Shout out to everybody just joining us.
Nothing.
It's a blank slate. It's a blank slate. So what are you saying this week? This week you guys got a much easier task, of course. You guys got the New York Giants, who are your heavy favorites.
I can't even say we're heavy favorites. They like I'm gonna be honest. I feel like going off for a whole hour about this team and everything, because I got a lot of things I want to get off my chest about this team. And to be honest, from shit that I'm hearing, shit that I'm learning, shit that I'm just looking at when it comes to watching film and everything on this team, it's just frustrating now that all of a sudden this team is really not doing anything right. Look at it like this. They have the hardest schedule in the NFL this year. Hardest schedule.
And actually, I got to give the Eagles a little bit of praise, Drew, because I did some statistics, and you guys are 7-3 over teams with winning records. And even the Dolphins can't match that. Or let alone the Jaguars.
I look at it like this, Dave. I understand that the record wasn't going to be as good as last year's because this is a tougher schedule. This is the toughest schedule in the NFL. And people didn't expect, we're going to only lose 2 games this year and everything. But the way that they kind of fooled me a little bit, the way that, winning games and everything. But
well, that's a big shot.
Dominating anybody. They dominated the Buccaneers. They did dominate the Buccaneers on the road and everything. But they were able to actually stop people on defense. For 9 weeks of the season, they had the number 1 ranked rush defense, only giving up 66 yards a game. These last 4 games, they're giving up at least 155 yards. This game, they actually got better. They gave up 100 rushing yards, which is a lot better.
Yeah.
They gave up a total of 297 yards, which is a lot better and everything. But here's the thing. I'm going to look at it like this. And in the last 5 games, or in the last couple months, the Eagles defense is dead last in third down defense, dead last in red zone defense. 20, I think they're they're near the bottom in points allowed per game. They're just really the 29th. The 29th in pass defense. And it was a lot better. If I said this right now, and I'm going to do this right now, Kaylee Ringo and Eli Ricks really stepped up. They were both targeted. Altogether, they were targeted 7 times, and they did not allow a catch or a passing yard against those 2 rookie corners. So I'm going to be honest with you guys right now. The one that really got attacked the most was James Bradbury. And Bradbury was the guy we just signed to a contract. And he looked like shit. And Bradbury looked like shit all year. And people say, his QBR rating against him when people photo him is 6 point something. is pretty good. Dude, no. That's a bullshit right there because he's been nothing but terrible this year, James Bradbury. And he got beat by a double move on the last play on the season, on that touchdown. They gave the Seahawks the lead.
By the way, that Seahawks quarterback, he has the same haircut as that singer from Mexico, Peso Pluma. You notice that bowl cut, that haircut he's rocking? And they say that might be why he's all of a sudden turning the table for the Seahawks. He does have a funny haircut. Drew, I have to interrupt you because your team is in the news. All right, first of all, shout out to everybody joining us. I see Jimenez. Shout out to all the Raider Nation fans. I see our boy Ryan in here. Appreciate you, as always, everybody in here. Sin City Syndicate, Bella Bling. This shot of Añejo, it's Don Pilar. It tastes a lot better in this 49ers tequila shot. I'm not too fond of this Añejo, but it tastes surprisingly better in a shot glass of a team that is 11-3. All right, Drew, I put up a picture. This caught my attention this morning because this made national news. Apparently, Kelce, your center, and Travis Kelce, who dates Taylor Swift for all the Swifties, and shout out to the Raiders that are going to be playing Kansas City again. I hope you guys pulled off the upset. God, I hope they pull off the upset after scoring so many points. Now, your quarterback, Jalen Hurts, said that the team is not playing committed. I'm paraphrasing, that they are not playing committed. And that really pissed off the Kelce brother, the center. And he had to go on his brother's podcast. Apparently, these two guys got their own podcast. And on Wednesday, he said, I think when you're not performing as a team, when you're not winning games, the only you can do is go back and work that much more. Go back and commit yourself that much harder. We have great people in the building. We have people that want to win. I know that. There is no question on my mind on that. Now, he's not really going aggressively over Jalen, but you can tell things are starting to crack. He doesn't like the way the quarterback is rallying the troops. Do you agree with him or not?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I think that these players are starting to lose it and everything. And like Jalen Hurts is trying to be a leader and trying to rally the troops up. And tell you the truth, there's some that body language they don't look committed to it because, and like you can't blame Jalen for saying commitment because here's the thing. He said it starts with me. I gotta put commitment to it. But here's the thing, and this is the main thing why I think Jalen Hurts has been having a hard time. I don't think he trusts the offense. I don't think he trusts the play calling. He just doesn't trust it. It's not doing nothing for him. And the thing about it is, not a lot of people, I don't think none of these players are trusting the play calling and offense and everything. It's not benefiting the players because, like, if you look at it, it's not letting Devontae Smith and A.J. Brown be the best they can be. You always running long routes. Like, that's a predictable offense. Like, you don't even have them running cross routes and everything to get open. And and then at times you only throw to three people. You don't look, and sometimes he has to look to his check down route to the running back and everything. I really look at it as that the receivers are frustrated in how the offense is being called. I think Jalen Hurts is being frustrated in how this offense is being called. I think the offensive line is frustrated with what this offense is being called. Because if you look at it like this, the first drive of the game was a 12-play, 8.5-minute drive.
Right.
Where everything was going out. They were running the ball. They were making the right passes. right moves, touchdown. After that, they went away from it. And I just don't understand why you will go away from that type of game plan after, and it works easily. You could have done that all fucking night to the Seahawks defense, because I'm going to be honest, the Seahawks defense plays zone about 83% of the time.
Okay.
They play zone coverage, zone defense 83% of the time. And you tore apart that zone coverage. The whole first drive, you did it. And then you just look at it and you just wonder why. Why do you go away from that shit all the time? And I think that, and you got the coach admitting, oh, that's my offense. You don't get on the offensive coordinator, but he's calling the offense. And are you telling him to call these plays? It means that you're one of the main things of the problem. And then when you get to the defense for side of the ball, we demote the defensive coordinator, made him go to the play booth, and let former defensive coordinator of the New England Patriots take over the play calling. You confirm that it's not Matt Patricia's scheme that he's calling. He's still calling Sean Desai's scheme. Bend but don't break defense. And we're gonna change as we go. I'm sorry. Why did you make the move in the first place if you're not gonna let him call his defense? Why? Why do you think it's right to change somebody on change the play caller if you don't change the fucking scheme? If you don't let him call his fucking scheme and not the dude that you replace him with, what's that? What does that do? Is there any difference? No. The only thing that we saw was Patricia is calling more single high safety, like I said that they had to do. Right. But the issue was Bradbury's allowability on single high safety. And when you have Eli Wicks and Kaylee Wingo lined up on the outside while you're playing single high safety, you were actually able to have stops. And I'm going to be honest with you right now, I got to call out Eagles players. I got to call them out. Because I have to, man. Darius Slay and Landon Dickerson, I got to call you two out. Because really, when the going gets tough, it seems like you guys wanted to get away and you wanted to go get a meaningless surgery that you could have played with for the rest of the season. You wanted to go today, you wanted to say, oh, I'm going to get some surgery on my thumb, Landon Dickerson. Well, we know offensive linemen play with injured thumbs. They cast the shit out and everything. And then Darius Slay talks on his podcast and everything, says a selfish-ass fucking comment. Well, I know I did good, but that seems something during the Dallas game. Selfish-ass comment for a guy that's one of defensive team's captains and everything. And then after that goes, oh, Darius Slay getting arthroscopic knee surgery and will miss possibly the rest of the regular season. We'll be back for the playoffs. Then I heard rumors that players did not like that he said that on the podcast and told him, yo, look at that surgery you've been waiting for. You need to get out of the locker room for a while, man. And it shows wasn't a team play. These two ain't showing their team players. When the going gets tough, you want to take your surgery instead of trying to work shit out and we think we're supposed to, I don't know. But you want to know something? I'm going to say this right now. Next year.
Oh, we're talking next year now?
This is a prediction. The Eagles will have the youngest secondary in the NFL next year as the starting line, as the starters. And because your starting corners won't be Darius Slay and James Bradbury will not be here next year. Because your starting corner, they're going to get traded. Because your starting corners next year are going to be Kaylee Wingo and Eli Wicks on the outside. You might have Maddox back in the slot, and you're going to have Blankenship back at safety, and you're going to have Cindy Brown at safety, at the other safety. And I'm going to be honest, 3 out of the 4 players on that secondary is our is each have at least 2 to 3 years experience in that league. Will be 2 to 3 years experience in this league next year. And you know what? If I look at it, I wouldn't mind having that fucking secondary next year because I know those guys. I know those two are gonna show up. I know those two are hungry. I know those two can play the position. They showed it against top receivers. Fucking Eli Ricks shut down Tyreek Hill.
Aren't you worried about the rest of this season? You're already thinking about next year.
Here's the thing, Dave. I seen to a point that some people on TV are not giving up on the Eagles yet because they see, they get that second seed. They get that second seed. What are we going to see? LA Rams comes to Philly. He's like, I'm taking the Eagles. And it's the Minnesota
Rams. The Lamb Chops are playing surprisingly well. I gotta admit, the Rams are playing with Stafford surprisingly well. All of a sudden, they're heating up. They're heating up like me with this fake fireplace behind me. Hit the fucking like button if you like my fake fireplace, because I swear to God, it's hot in here.
And then you look at it. They said Dallas comes to Philly as coin flip, but I'd be like this. He said, I'll take the Eagles over the Cowboys in Philly.
Well, I would love to see that matchup, Drew. And I want to get to the winners and losers, the big winners and losers this weekend. Go ahead, finish your thought, and we'll move on to that.
But I'm going to be like this. This game is going to tell me whether or not we're one and done in the playoffs. Because I really think I'm not calling it a regression of Jalen Hurts because he's far from that stage yet. But the play calling and the coaching have compromised all these players on both sides of the ball. They have compromised your key players. They do not put players in position to make plays and to have success on both sides of the ball. And tell you the truth, it's the same shit every week now. And like, seriously, I'm tired. A lot of us Eagles fans are tired of it. I'm tired of hearing, it starts with me and everything. We got to get better. I want to see fucking results. I don't want to see fucking say excuses. It starts with me. Fuck that fucking shit. It's time to get fucking better.
Drew, I saw a funny ass tweet. I hate to say this to you, but Monday night, as I was posting the show, our boxing show, The Shoe Shine, I was reading that Fremont Street Experience, which is the downtown of where all the casinos are, where we all hang out. Some of us are here in this chat that go down to Fremont Street, that they had closed it down, Drew, because there was a man on the canopy and he was threatening that first of all, he had to climb on the canopy, which Lord knows how he got up on that LCD canopy. And he claimed he had a bomb. And so they shut the thing down. And the first comment on Twitter was, "It's an Eagles fan."
And you know what, man? We get a bad rap and everything, but we see fucking Cowboys fans fighting each other and doing some foul shit to one another, man.
Well, the good thing is the guy didn't have a bomb. I want to address something real quick. Sin City Syndicate is in here. He's saying housewarming party at Shoe Shine's house. Now, here's the thing. I'm under tremendous pressure because I feel the magic this year. And this is my first year living in Las Vegas. And my cousin that I grew up with, we grew up in the same house for a while. We actually grew up in the same house when Joe Montana won those Super Bowls. And we grew up in San Francisco's Mission District, which is the barrio. And this was when Lowrider was big. And those years that we grew up in that neighborhood, the neighborhood exploded every time Joe Montana won a Super Bowl. I got to see it firsthand as a little chamaco. I am under tremendous pressure to go to the Super Bowl. I have to go to the Super Bowl if the 49ers go. I would love to host a Super Bowl party because I bought a house that was big enough. And I made a point. I said, I want a house that I could throw a Super Bowl party in. And I got it. I finally got that house. But if the Niners go, I have to find a way to go to the Super Bowl. The problem is, I don't think any of my friends or my cousin could afford it. If you're listening, sir, I don't know. It's a pretty fucking expensive proposition to go to this Super Bowl game. So you'll have to stay tuned because maybe I will throw a Super Bowl party. Or maybe I'll go to the Super Bowl by myself like a loser. Just to say I did it, Drew. That's all presuming the 49ers are in this thing. That's a big presumption. And the playoff picture, let's get to the playoff picture in just a moment. We'll do our picks, Drew, but I want to ask you, who the fuck were the big winners and losers this weekend? Because Dallas Cowboys, you said they were going to lose, and the Bills are kind of red hot right now. The Bills are peaking with Josh Allen at a good time. Cleveland Browns under Flacco is also coming on hot. There's some teams that are coming on hot and some teams that are fizzling out like the Jaguars.
And the Eagles.
And who?
And the Eagles.
Andrew says, and his own team, the Eagles. So, who were your big winners and who were your big losers this week? Teams you didn't expect to win, perhaps, big upsets?
I'd say Buffalo's a big winner because they keep the playoff hopes alive, and it just pissed me off. Like, you could have won the ball like they fucking did against them. Like last week, I'm like, come on now. But yeah, like, if you look at it, you could say you found some type of blueprint on how to take Dallas out, the offenses out of it and everything. You could say that, but I look at it, I think that you could say that Cleveland has been up there.
Yeah, I saw Sin City Syndicate put him on his power rankings. The Browns beat the 49ers. They've had four quarterbacks. Now they've got the experienced Flacco, 38 years old. Most likely they're going to win their game again this week. They're close behind the Ravens.
I also think the Texans are winners because Texans are still in the hunt now. When they're a backup quarterback right now.
So CJ Stroud is in the hunt for, obviously, he's the best quarterback, rookie quarterback, Drew. And they somehow won with that, like you said, with a backup. But I heard today that it looks like CJ Stroud will be out again. But that puts them now, look at that AFC South, just like we figured. Jaguars still technically in first place because of the strength of the division. They have the most division wins. But the Colts and the Texans all have the same record, Drew. So in that situation, how did the Texans surpass the Jaguars?
Gotta keep winning. They gotta keep winning. Everybody's gotta keep winning in order to stay up the flow. It's anybody's division now. But like, I also think the losers are the Los Angeles Chargers, giving up the most points in their franchise history of 63 points against a team the week before that scored 0 points against the Vikings.
Okay, so one of the big winners, there you go. If I see Jimenez is in here, I think Sin City Syndicate is also a big Raiders fan. You're right, that was an epic performance they put on, one that nobody saw coming. 63 points, from 0 to 63 points. Can they do that kind of shit again?
They fouled Brandon Staley that next day and the GM, the Chargers. So, I knew that was coming. And he lost the locker room. He lost the team. I couldn't see him being there anymore. And I think that the other biggest loser is the Commanders because they lost again, and it's been reported as after the season's over, the Washington Commanders will be firing Ron Rivera, their head coach. So he's likely done. So you're going to be figuring out that the Commanders job is open after the season. The Patriots job is open after the season. The Chargers job is open after the season. There's rumors going around that Mark Davis may keep Antonio Pierce as the permanent head coach. And players are lobbying for it. I don't think he makes the same mistake twice like he did when the offensive line coach took over for John Gruden after his racial emails and everything. So he's going to let that guy – he's probably going to let Antonio Pierce stay. It's probably the right decision to have a voice in the locker room and everything. And the defense could probably improve with Antonio Pierce because he's defensive minded. So I think like there's going to be a couple more jobs open. The Panthers job is going to open. It's likely maybe the Bears job might open up too. I'm not sure yet because there's another question what they're going to do with Justin Fields. Are they going to move on? Are they going to trade him, move on, or maybe draft Caleb Williams? A lot of questions going on. But the winners are the teams that are still in the playoff hunt and everything. That won games to keep their playoff hopes alive.
All right, I'll go over that list, Drew. We've got 4 teams that have clinched a playoff spot. Only one from the AFC, and that's, of course, the San Francisco 49ers Christmas Day opponents and the Baltimore Ravens. San Francisco clinched their playoff spot. The Cowboys have a guaranteed spot, and so do the Philadelphia Eagles, Drew. 2 teams, the 49ers, defeated readily and easily almost. But let's talk about those teams in the hunt. The Dolphins, the Chiefs, the Jaguars, the Browns, the Lions, Buccaneers, Vikings. Really? The Vikings? Y'all still think the Rams are coming on hot? What do you think, man? The Vikings.
It's crazy that there were 11 teams in the AFC above 500 and are still in the playoff hunt.
Right, including Bengals and Colts. That puts the list. Teams on the bubble with a potential for a spot. My favorite one is the Texans because of C.J. Stroud's story. The Seahawks seems a little far-fetched to me, but that win absolutely helped them, Drew. The Saints with Carr. Buffalo Bills with a record. Honestly, I really think they should even be on the bubble, but they have a really hard schedule. Steelers, Falcons, Packers, Broncos. Even the Raiders still have a statistical shot. Giants, Bears, and the Chargers.
I look at it like Dallas is going to likely lose again to Miami. In Miami. So if it was Eagles got to make ground up. They got to win. They got to win out. They got to win out, and they need Dallas to lose one more. Because I think it will benefit us to have that number 2 seed and get a home playoff game.
Okay.
And we're likely going to get 2 home playoff games if we win 1 and everything. But I'm really right now, I'm not really convinced on what can happen right now. So, it seemed like you just you guys are. When it's supposed to be, you guys are supposed to dominate the Giants. It could be a close game, and we got this Tommy DeVito guy coming in and everything, doing this, and then he had that piece of place fiasco where his agent is like, "Oh, we're not coming now because we up in the fee from 10 to 20,000," and he showed up anyway and didn't want to get paid for it. He filed he told his agent, "You're not going to control that anymore. You're going to control my football career, not the other one." So, and everything.
Well, Drew, the Kansas City Chiefs, if they beat the Raiders this weekend, they clinch their playoff berth. For the Miami Dolphins that you just mentioned, who are 10-4, they have to win, and Buffalo has to lose or tie this weekend for the Dolphins to finally clinch. In the NFC, I mentioned the 49ers have clinched, Dallas Cowboys, the Eagles, Detroit Lions have to beat the Minnesota Vikings to clinch this weekend. So that could be the 4th team in the NFC equation. All right, man. Are you ready to get to these picks this week?
Why not?
Let's do it. All right, we'll go right into this weekend. And again, this Christmas week, you had to remind me. I'm like, I really don't even know what time of day it is. I forgot Christmas is on Monday. And that means we can't do our normally scheduled Monday show. Not only do the 49ers play the top AFC team, but your team also plays on Christmas Day, Drew. So we got a full schedule. We got Thursday games, we got Saturday games, we got Sunday, and we got Christmas Day. 4 days of football, plenty of excuses to stay home and get your food on, right? I mentioned, Drew, I don't even want to tell you what I'm on the scale, man. I'm going to definitely try to lose weight this coming year. I didn't think I'd get this heavy coming here. Thursday night, New Orleans Saints versus the Rams, Drew. I mentioned the Rams are on a hot win streak. They are a negative 4-point favorite on the spread. Carr and the Saints, they need to win this game. Both of these teams need to win this game to stay in the hunt for a playoff berth. How you feeling about this game? Stafford with the Rams?
I'm going with the Rams on this. You can't trust the Saints at all. You just can't trust them.
I hear you. I'm going with that too. I would definitely lay the spread on the LA Rams, negative 0.4 favorites. I'll check in on that game. I don't have anything going on tomorrow night. Thankfully, might check out the end of that game.
Well, we do got the shoe shine special tomorrow night.
Oh shit! What?
Day Reckoning card.
Oh man, I forgot about that too. I'm all over the place. All right, let's go. Thursday, we'll talk about that. We'll post it up on the page to let you guys know what time we're going to do that. But Saturday, Cincinnati Bengals and Pittsburgh Steelers drew a very close game, a game where, I think this Bengals is a team that beat the 49ers this year, Drew, and they're only a favorite by 2 points. That's at 1:30 on Saturday. Your thoughts on that game?
And Pittsburgh bench, their backup, Mitchell Trubisky and everything. Now they got Mason Rudolph, the third string starting. I don't think it helps Bengals win. I take the money line. I'm not taking the spread. I think it may be more.
All right. I'm picking the Bengals, and I will take the spread. Saturday at 5 o'clock, the Buffalo Bills, Josh Allen. I think he's kind of red hot. He's getting hot at the right time. They had a difficulty with their schedule, so they're not like a shoe in to get into the playoff situation, but they're playing the lousy Chargers. They're going to roll right over this team, Drew. They're favored by 11.5 points on the spread. Do they cover that spread?
I'll take 11.5 with the Bills.
Easy, right? That team's dominating right now. And the Chargers might as well just call it a night for the whole season. All right, so we go on to Sunday, December 24th, Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve, a whole bunch of games, Drew. The Detroit Lions, despite having this fantastic record, have not clinched a playoff berth, and they're playing the Minnesota Vikings that, they got that 49ers backup quarterback, and he didn't do nearly as good as I was hoping, and I don't anticipate him doing as well, but they're not favored by the sports books to lose by that much. They only have the Detroit Lions winning by 3 points.
I'll take the money line with the Lions.
The Lions cover that. Sorry, Speech. I mean, I can't believe Minnesota Vikings is still in the hunt. You know, an upset over the Detroit Lions that'd be something. That'd be really something to talk about, especially for that former 49ers backup quarterback. All right, that leads us into the Green Bay Packers and quarterback Love against the god-awful Carolina Panthers. Favored by 5 points, Drew. Easy, right?
I don't know. Green Bay's been lost 2 straight. I'm going to pick the Packers.
Okay, interesting. Paul Martinez says Vikings for the upset this weekend. I'm sure my boy Speech would appreciate that. Big Vikings fan. Drew, what's up with that quarterback for Carolina?
What, Bryce Young?
Yeah, you think he stays? You think he keeps his job? He's ranked almost in every statistic. He's ranked like dead last or second to last.
God help him.
Yeah, I was watching his tape today, and I know a lot of people come after him like 5'9". That's the average height of a welterweight in the sport of boxing. 5'9". How did he get that job? That's miraculous. That really is miraculous. That's overcoming all the odds, even though he's not thriving in the NFL. That's for sure. Cleveland Browns versus the Texans. They say C.J. Stroud is not out of concussion protocol. We saw that happen with the 49ers quarterback. I think they held him back 2 games. If he doesn't play, can Houston Texans with their backup quarterback overcome Cleveland Brown and the amazing defense of the Cleveland Browns?
Nah, I got Cleveland winning.
All right, by the way, they are favored by 2.5 points. I really want Houston to win this game. I want them to knock the Jaguars out really bad, but it'll be a tall task. Now, what if C.J. Stroud does come back, Drew? It's only Wednesday.
I really think Cleveland wins the game still.
Even with CJ Stroud.
Yeah.
All right. There you have it. All right. Indianapolis Colts versus Atlanta Falcons. Two teams I really could give a shit about. +1 for Indianapolis Colts and Atlanta Falcons -1, favored by just 1 point. Should be competitive according to them.
I don't give a shit.
Anybody got a pick for that? Colts versus the Falcons?
I'll go Colts, but I don't give a shit.
I'll take the Falcons with Paul Martinez. All right, Seattle Seahawks with a very impressive win over once the top team in the nation, Drew. They're playing Tennessee Titans. They're favored by 2.5 points. This is why they say Seattle could still find themselves getting a wild card spot. Can they? I mean, they should get past the Tennessee Titans, but you tell me.
Yeah, they're probably all going to win.
They're probably going to win that game. So they are kind of thriving at the right time with their quarterback, who is a backup and is rocking the Peso Pluma haircut. All right. The Washington Commanders versus the New York Jets. Drew, a couple of pretty bad teams, if you ask me.
Oh, God.
Jets favored by 3 points.
You know what? I'll probably pick the Jets for the hell of it.
Yeah, I'm rocking with the Commanders on this one. Shout out to Nando. He says, Merry Christmas, Drew and Dave. Nando, you feeling the fireplace, man? It's nice and toasty here. I'm trying to get a Christmas vibe, but somebody probably says it looks like hell. It looks like I'm in hell. All right, moving on. Let's go to Jacksonville Jaguars. Oh, I can't stand them. And they're playing this is a conference game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa Bay Buccaneers favored to win by 1 point. And let me just double check, because I swear that the Buccaneers have the exact same record, right?
Man.
Oh, no, this is not a conference game. Excuse me. I would think they play, but they're not in the same football league. But the Buccaneers are NFC first place at 7-7, Drew. And, I mean, there's a lot at stake here. Both teams are trying to stay and remain in first place. The Jaguars tied in a 3-way 8-6 record, but they are at the top of their division because they have the most wins over their conference or over their division, right?
I'm picking the Jags.
Picking the Jags. Man, I ain't trying to have the Jags win. I'm trying to rub it in my friend Johnny's face, man. But you're right. They're probably the better team, even though Buccaneers are favored by 1. Let me know if you guys think the Buccaneers pull this one off by just a point or more in the chat right now. This next game, Drew, is very important. Very important. Miami Dolphins, first place in their division. They make the plays, even with Tyreek Hill. If he don't play, are they going to run over Dallas Cowboys?
Miami by blowout.
Miami by blowout. They're only favored by 1.5 points. Now, what's the deal with Dallas? They play amazing at home, and on the road, not so good. Also not very good against teams with really good winning records.
They're not good against the one. They're bad against the one, Dallas. Miami's going to win it all over them.
Now, you guys pick up this win over the Giants, and Dallas loses this game. This puts you guys comfortably ahead of them again for the moment, right? Separates you. So this is a very important game for Drew Evil, obviously. And I would like to see Miami Dolphins win. I think they're going to be one of the better teams in the playoff picture. This brings us to Arizona Cardinals that they always try so hard, Drew. They always try to put up a good game. Again, against the 49ers, they try to play their best. They are not favored to win against the Chicago Bears. Their Chicago Bears are a -4 point spread favorite. Chicago beats them by that or more.
Who are they playing?
The Cardinals. Arizona.
I don't know. I'm gonna take the Bears.
Nando Lamas says Dallas takes it. Dolphins aren't the same without Tyreek Hill.
They got Jalen Waddle.
That's an interesting point. Can they get it done without their star?
They got Mostert too, and they know how to run the ball. And Dallas sucks against the run. They're gonna get one ran over again.
They still have, their quarterback Tua is leading the NFL with passing yards. All right, this brings us to New England Patriots versus the Denver Broncos. Two very mediocre teams. Drew. Denver Broncos are favored by 6.5, and I like that. I think they win by a touchdown or 10 points.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, okay. All right. Anybody else? Nando says the Bears. All right. So this brings us to Christmas Day. Christmas Day with the family. Christmas Day on Monday. We will not be doing the shoe shine on next Monday. At the three solid, very good, enjoyable games. For all my Raiders fans, the Raiders will be going over to Kansas City. Kansas City is favored by 10 points, Drew. Can the Raiders get close on this one, man? They did just put up 63 points. They're finding themselves again. I don't know. I feel like it could be closer.
Nah, KC wins this.
All right. Raiders not doing too terrible on the road, but Drew doesn't think so. I think they lose, but I think by less than I think it'll be fairly close. I know I shouldn't Raiders fans are like, yeah, fuck yeah, Raiders win. Raiders beat Kelsey.
Fuck yeah.
Okay, well, is Taylor Swift going to be there? That's what I want to know. It's Christmas. Does she spend Christmas with her boo? Does she spend Christmas with her boo? New York Giants versus the Philly Eagles at what time? 1:30. You guys are favored to win this game by 12 points.
And we're wearing the all black jerseys.
Speaking of jerseys, I saw that the Texans played this weekend, right? And they played the Tennessee Titans. And I put the game on, and I was confused as fuck. Sorry for my language, guys. It don't matter really here. Because the Tennessee Titans were wearing, the other team was playing. I didn't even know who was playing. All I saw were the Oilers. And I'm old enough to remember the Oilers and the blue uniform. And I'm like, I thought the Oilers disappeared years ago. That really threw me for a loop on Sunday, Drew. So they were doing their throwback jerseys, and I had no idea that Tennessee Titans were formerly the Houston Oilers. I had no idea. I thought the Houston Oilers became the Houston Texans. That just shows you how little I keep up. But it was nice to see that former uniform. That brings us, Drew, to your team, New York Giants by Philadelphia Eagles. Are you guys going to run right over them and break this 3-game losing streak? The Niners did.
I sure hope so.
Oh, come on. You don't have faith?
They fucking took the faith out of me.
Oh, come on, man. Easy money. They say you guys are going to win by 12 points against the New York Giants.
I'm not taking the spread. I'll take the Eagles, but I'm not taking the spread.
Paul's trying to get under your skin. He said Giants. What's he say? Those are dope AF. I'm playing without my glasses, guys. I started the show off with those uniforms are dope AF. Yeah, I remember liking those Houston Oilers jerseys.
Well, they were the Tennessee Oilers before they came to Tennessee Titans.
They were the what? KC? Tennessee?
The Tennessee Oilers.
Okay, but weren't they originally the Houston Oilers? Then they moved to Tennessee?
Yeah, but they moved to Tennessee and called themselves the Tennessee Oilers.
What year did they move to Tennessee?
2000.
Oh, that's right.
98. 98 or 99.
Yeah, no, I definitely enjoy seeing a lot of the trolling the city of Houston. It blew up in their face. Yeah, I guess they did lose. Even with the backup quarterback, that did troll them. Hey, this brings us to Nando and me's team, the San Francisco 49ers. And I listened to a lot of shows this morning about the picks, and I'm very happy that the experts really believe the San Francisco 49ers are going to get over on Lamar Jackson, Drew. They're favored by 5 points, and it seems to be the consensus. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm nervous as shit because if that's the AFC's best team and the Niners get through the playoffs and emerge as the NFC champs, and we could beat the Ravens that easy or we don't beat them, either way, I'm nervous for this game, Drew. They're favored by 5 points. Do you think they cover the spread? Or do you think Ravens pull it off?
I think the Ravens pull it off. I think the Ravens beat the 49ers. I think like the way that the Ravens offense is set up and everything, it's going to be an issue for 49ers because they're going to have to disguise their shit a lot better. And they're not going to know when Lamar's going to win or when he's going to throw.
I'll agree with you there. Not on the outcome. I think we are going to prevail. But I think they're going to have their hands full with Lamar and the run game for sure. And that's what's going to make this game very competitive and very close and a straight up Christmas Day nail biter. To the very end. It could be the difference of just a field goal for all I know. But statistically, the 49ers, I think, are 18-0 or 18-1 with the combination of a healthy Deebo Samuels, Christian McCaffrey, and Brock Purdy.
And here's another stat. Lamar Jackson is 20-1
against the NFC. I know. I brought that. I was the one that said that last week. Yeah, Lamar Jackson is, I think, 19-1 or 20-1 against the NFC. This game's going to be a nail biter, and I mean, this is going to be the highlight of the Christmas day for me to watch this game. I'm very excited about that. So let me know what you guys think. Who will emerge as the big winners of Week 16? Let me know here in the chat or drop Drew and I a comment post-show. Drew was saying that if you follow the sport of boxing, Day of Reckoning this weekend is a humongous boxing card that features some of the best heavyweights there is. Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, the list goes on. Dimitri Bivol, who beat Canelo Alvarez, will be fighting all on the same Saudi Arabian card this Saturday. And I think we'll do a quick show tomorrow night, perhaps on our favorite picks. Maybe we'll put together a parlay.
Guys, call in too. I promise you, if you call in, we will take your call.
Oh, is that tomorrow?
Yeah, we will take your call tomorrow. I promise you that we won't be picky and everything. But I look at it, yeah, I actually did a parlay. I was gonna do a parlay on this Day of Reckoning event and everything. And the one I did a test one. I test one out to see how it would look. And tell you the truth, I put $10 down on this parlay, and it goes the way I think it's gonna go. I went over $2,200.
I gotta get on that. I still got time. I bet that parlay isn't available at South Point. What website was that available?
DraftKings.
Well, shit, that's easy money right here. I'll go on DraftKings and check that out. Appreciate everybody joining us for Tailgate Talk NFL Week 16. It's Christmas. Thank you so much for hanging out and sharing your time with us, with Drew and I on this channel. You know that we're trying as hard as we can to bring more content, to be on the air more, to even vlog, just trying our do. So make sure you are subscribed and you hit that bell notification so you know when we're on. Again, we're going to do something tomorrow. We won't be doing something Monday. And keep posted on that. I'll try to put something in my community tabs as to when we'll come back after the Christmas break. Drew, appreciate you. Best of luck to the Philadelphia Eagles breaking that 3-game losing streak. I know you'll beat that. I know y'all.
Hey, Nando, Boost is a free agent now.
All right, I'm Dave in the 702. Drew, peace out, homie.